Hey, so whether you're a small business owner or an IT enthusiast, understanding how to identify and resolve some pesky IT problems can save you valuable time and keep your business running smoothly. Hello everyone, welcome back to Stan's Garage. I'm Stan here, bringing you everything you need to know for effective business IT management. Today, we're tackling a topic that can give anyone a major headache: troubleshooting some common network issues. Following these tips will give you the confidence you need to successfully keep your business IT infrastructure up and running. So let's dive in and master the art of network troubleshooting. Okay, maybe not master, but at least give you something you can work with in times of trouble. So let's talk about diagnosing network connectivity problems. Let's kick off our troubleshooting journey by unraveling the mysteries of network connectivity issues. What do you mean? Sometimes they're a mystery to me too. But first, and this should be obvious, check those physical connections. Ensure all your cables, including your Ethernet and USB or any kind of adapter cables you're using, are securely connected to your devices and the network equipment. A loose or faulty connection can disrupt your network, right? Common sense. Then go ahead and run a ping test. Open the command prompt or terminal on your device. Use the ping command to check if you can communicate with other devices on the network or the internet. This will help identify if the issue is specific to a certain device or your whole network is down. Now, you want to then verify that your network adapter settings are correctly configured too. You want to check your IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS settings. You should be getting all this stuff automatically. Some people set it manually. But in any case, there could be errors. Incorrect settings here can lead to connectivity issues. And second, let's take a look at DNS and IP address issues. If a running joke in IT, it can't be DNS. No way it's DNS. Darn it, it was DNS. So DNS and IP address problems can bring your network to a grinding halt. If you suspect this is an issue, you'll want to flush the DNS cache. Sometimes your device's DNS cache can become corrupted, leading to DNS resolution problems. Then check the DNS server settings. Ensure that your device is using the correct DNS server addresses. You can use public DNS servers like Google or OpenDNS. Google is probably the most popular one. It's easy to remember. 8.8.8.8. Another option is to renew the IP address. If your device has assigned an incorrect or conflicting IP address, it can result in network connectivity issues. So refreshing that can help. Starting your computer kind of does the same thing. Now, what about Wi-Fi? Let's talk about tackling Wi-Fi woes. Wi-Fi problems can be frustrating. If you're not, here's some steps to tackling some of these pesky issues. Of course, check your Wi-Fi signal strength, those little indicator bars. If you're not within range of a router or access point, and there are no real physical obstructions in the way, you want to make sure that you can get strong signal. You can change the Wi-Fi channel. Densely populated areas, whether in an office building or apartment dense areas, whatever it might be, neighboring Wi-Fi networks can cause interference. You're gonna have to access those router settings or maybe talk to your ISP to help change the channel to a less congested one. Make sure your network equipment's firmware is up to date. Manufacturers will often release firmware updates to help improve performance and fix any bugginess and compatibility issues as well. So you can check your manufacturer's website for any available updates and install them to ensure optimal Wi-Fi performance. Something more enterprise business grade equipment, a little more complex, but your IT provider, whoever handles that for you, should be able to help you out. Then you want to troubleshoot some firewall security settings potentially. I know we're getting a little into the weeds here, but these settings are critical for protecting the network. Sometimes they can inadvertently block legitimate traffic. So if your firewall is blocking some of your network connections, you want to check that out. Maybe just as a temporary test, you can disable a firewall and see if those issues persist. Now, if the problem goes away, you're going to have to go back and adjust your settings accordingly. Same thing with some antivirus programs. They have built-in network protection features and cause those connectivity issues as well. You might want to temporarily disable antivirus just to see if that's potentially what's causing the problems. If you're running any kind of servers or other applications that require specific ports to be open, ensure that the router or firewall's rules are correctly configured with that port forwarding. And then of course, you want to make sure your network isn't experiencing some kind of hardware failure. Now, when the hardware fails, people tend to panic. Sometimes just power cycling can fix things. I don't know how many times restarting a router, particularly home-grade equipment, has fixed the stuff. So you're gonna turn it off and on, see if that gets it going. They start with the modem, router, switches, any other equipment, Wi-Fi. Take a look at cables, make sure they're not damaged. Definitely seen some dogs or other critters nibble through stuff, and replacing that can oftentimes fix things. But if you think a specific hardware component is causing the issue, if you have a known working device, swap it out. These are just some basic troubleshooting steps that can help you identify problems with the network hardware. And then sometimes it's just slow, right? And something is bottlenecking your equipment. The ISP says it's not them. So if you have any devices or applications that might be consuming a significant amount of bandwidth, close those unnecessary applications. If you're downloading or transferring large files, they can definitely slow down the network. And then you might want to make sure that all your software related to that network equipment is up to date. You might want to, if your network adapters, Wi-Fi adapters, they're running a little slow, check the manufacturers, see if they've got some updates, and latest drivers could potentially help unlock some speed issues you might be experiencing. Now, if you're consistently experiencing slow speeds, consider potentially upgrading your internet plan to something higher tier, more bandwidth, or switching providers. VPN as well. VPN issues can be sometimes troublesome, especially for remote workers, right? So if you're experiencing connection issues with specific VPN servers, try to connect to a different one if the provider has other locations you can choose from. This can help determine if that problem is server specific. And again, check your firewall, antivirus, network settings, because they can sometimes interfere with your VPN connections. You temporarily disable some of these security features, see if the VPN then connects successfully. Also think about updating your VPN client software. If that gets a little bit out of date, it can potentially cause connection issues with your VPN provider as well. Get those updated and see if that resolves the issue there. Network monitoring tools, something, we're getting a little more advanced here, but in wrapping up all of this, and I know it's a lot to consume all at once, there are network monitoring tools that can save you some time and effort. There are things like Wireshark, PRTG, SolarWinds has some tools. There are potentially open source freeware versions of these that can help you pinpoint the exact cause of network problems, but they'll keep an eye on bandwidth usage, latency, and packet loss during monitoring issues. This data can help you identify patterns or anomalies that may be affecting your overall network performance. Now again, that's not for the layperson, but it's not all that complicated. You can potentially do this with open source and community support. But configure network monitoring, and it can even send you alerts when specific thresholds are met, right? So bandwidth is tapped at 90%, it'll tell you. And you can see if maybe someone got on your Wi-Fi and is downloading a bunch of torrents, and you might get a nasty letter from the MPAA or whatever it might be. But follow some of these troubleshooting tips, and at least you're gonna have some knowledge of common techniques to troubleshoot network-related issues and keep your business running smoothly. Please feel free to comment and share your thoughts on this. How do you maybe keep your network functioning well? Let me know in the comments below, and if you can help with optimizing your business IT infrastructure and don't know where to start and like the advice of a professional, feel free to reach out. You can schedule some time with me via my Calendly here in the notes. Thanks again for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech tips and business insights. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you on the next one.